Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's episode, which is doing a review and a fun recap of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City season 4 so far, and also the last episode, episode 8, and then also exposing some rumors and some drama around Angie, Meredith, and Monica versus her mother. But before we dive in, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. So we're going to start with let's first start with Meredith versus Angie. Now, I personally, with this beef, I am team Meredith all of the way. Angie bothers me. I think that she tries too hard. She was doing the absolute most back in Palm Springs. Like, please calm down. You weren't invited. Why are you here? Why did you show up? Also, I think that later on, she realizes that the real villain, when it comes to the rumors about her husband and her family, that the real villain is Monica. Monica is the one who, on camera, said the whole rumors about Angie's husband's, alleged sexuality and, all of that going on. It wasn't Meredith. And if you watch What Happens Live when Monica, and we'll talk about this a little bit later when we get to Monica's section, but Monica admitted that the rumors she said on camera to Lisa Barlow and to Whitney did not come from Meredith. So that right there shows you it's Monica, the one who's the dirty villain, because Whitney and Lisa were talking to Monica, and they were like, oh, Meredith is threatening all these rumors. She says she knows something about the husbands. And then Monica volunteers and is like, oh, yeah, I heard those rumors too. She told me the rumors. It was about, Angie's husband is gay and he has all these boyfriends and all this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. So why did you say that rumor when you knew Meredith never said that? Because then you got on Watch What Happens Live and said you heard it from the streets and you never heard it from Meredith. Do you see how dirty that is? So if you're having a conversation about what Meredith said, why are you repeating a rumor that Meredith never said unless you want it to be really dirty and get that rumor out there yourself? So I think now Angie sees, as she's watching like we are and everything comes out, that it really wasn't Meredith who said that rumor about her husband. It was Monica, right? Can't stand Monica. Ugh. All right, now let's get back to Angie. So Sophia with an F. I don't know if you know her. I didn't know who she was. I guess she used to be the co-host on Call Her Daddy podcast until her and the girl Alexander Cooper had some falling out. But apparently, because Sophia had Meredith on her podcast, and I have the receipts, I have a little clip, but apparently Sophia said that Angie was hooking up with her ex-boyfriend because I guess Sophia is from Salt Lake City or from Utah or something like that. And I'll have the clip. I'm going to play it for you guys. And this goes to my theory. This is my conspiracy theory about Angie and her husband. I don't think he's cheating on her, and I don't think she's cheating on him. I think it's a tale as old as time, which I think a lot of these housewives have, where they are married to their husbands, but behind the scenes, they have an open marriage. Like, you can do you and I can do me, just don't get caught and just don't embarrass me. That's what I think is going on. I think they have an arrangement because when you have a 12-year-old daughter who sleeps with you and your husband every single night, again, I'm not coming after anybody's parenting style. I'll speak personally for myself. I think it's a little unhealthy to have a 12-year-old sleep in the same bed as their parents every single night. I think that's unhealthy. I think it's weird. I think it's bizarre. I'm not a child therapist. I don't have children, but I have a brain. And I think that that's weird to me. And I think that Angie and her husband were best friends and they decided to do life together. The whole, is he gay, boyfriends, that whole to me, that's boring. I don't care. I don't care if people are gay. I don't care if people are straight. I don't care if people are bi or pans. I don't care if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend. I don't care about that. So that aspect of it, to me, I don't really care. Like, to me, love is love, and whoever you love is okay. But I agree with what her husband said when she was on Watch What Happens Live. He's like, it's more about not so much like the sexuality part. It's more you're saying that I am unfaithful. It's the infidelity part, because whether you cheat with a man or a woman, it's still cheating, right? But I don't think they're cheating. I think it's very similar to Kyle and Mauricio. I think it's very similar to Juan and Robin. I think it's very similar to Dorit and PK. I think it's very similar to a lot of these housewives situations that they have gone. I think it's very similar to, this might be an unpopular opinion, I think it's very similar to Jessel and Pavitt. They are two people who are best friends, decided to do life together, and they don't really care about the sexual aspect of their relationship. I personally don't have a problem with it. I think adults have the right to choose how they govern themselves, and they have the right to choose how they govern their marriages. It's their business. But I do think that both of them sort of had like a pass in their relationship. You know what I'm saying? But let's go into, and then again, why I'm more team Meredith versus Angie. I just like Meredith more than I like Angie. Angie is annoying to me. I get it. You're Greek. But that's not a personality type. When people either make, like when Ebony K. Williams made her profession, being a lawyer and being super smart, her personality doesn't land. Your religion and your ethnicity, and your nationality, that's also not a personality type. I get culture, I get sharing lifestyle, but like, I don't need to hear that you're Greek every other word. We get it. We get it. And I do think she was doing the most. And I think when Angie Kay aligned herself with Angie Harrington and that other girl, Dana, I think her name was, I thought that was really slimy and very weird to me. I felt like those groups of women thought that they should have been the ones on Real Salt Lake City, so they were doing the most. When Angie K came out and was like, "Oh, I paid $15,000 for Jen's husband's birthday party." Well, you should have. You volunteered to host the party, then host the frickin' party. If you can't afford to host the party, then don't volunteer for it. I was actually on Jen's side with that one. Like, don't volunteer to host a party for me and my family, and then on camera and on Mad Day, say I never paid you to host a party that you offered to host. And that $15,000, that was a cost to entry to get on the show, Angie, because Angie H, Angie Harrington, that girl Dana, and they were getting Heather Gay in cahoots with them too from last season, were scheming and scamming to get on the show since day one. You go back and watch the other seasons, you see them as extras in the background, crashing parties, everything. They were doing the most. So miss me with all that. But let's watch that girl, Sophia with an F, expose Angie. Okay, let's watch.
Crazy. I'm pretty sure my ex-boyfriend used to hook up with her.
No way.
Yes, way.
That's too funny.
Which is kind of crazy because I'm 31.
How old is Angie? I don't even know how old she is. I don't know her very well. That's the crazy part.
Can I tell you something crazy? I'm pretty sure my ex-boyfriend used to hook up with her.
No way.
Yes, way.
That's too funny.
Which is kind of crazy because I'm 31.
How old is Angie? I don't even know how old she is. I don't know her very well. That's the crazy part.
Can I tell you something crazy?
So yeah, Sophia with an F came out with it, and I believe her. Like, I don't think that Sophia would come out on her podcast publicly and say that Angie slept with her ex-boyfriend for no reason. Like, Sophia doesn't need to clout chase with Angie from Salt Lake City. You see what I'm saying? So I believe it. And this also goes back to when Meredith was talking to Angie and the other people, and she was like, well, that's not the rumor I heard. And Meredith gives Angie this look like the rumor I was talking about was about you. basically insinuating, I've heard rumors that you were cheating on your husband, which would back up what Sophia is saying, right? Like, you want to talk about husbands, you want to talk about marriages? Well, I've heard you've been cheating on your husband. That's the tea. Because, like I said earlier, Monica said that the whole her husband gay rumor was not what Meredith was talking about, and that she never heard that from Meredith. So it begs the question, what rumor was Meredith talking about then? Right? But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. Whose side are you on? Are you team Meredith? Are you team Angie? Do you believe the cheating allegations? What do you think? And who do you think was more at fault with these rumors? Do you think Meredith was more at fault, or do you think Monica was more at fault? Put it down below. All right. So with that, let's move on to our next segment.